A very good morning to one and all. And on behalf of the entire IIC chapter of both the colleges, Deen Dayal Upadhyay College and Sukhdev College of Business Studies, I extend a very warm welcome to the resource person of our workshop, Mr. Arjun Panchal, and all the participants who have joined from different parts of the country probably. It's indeed a great moment because it's a collaborative effort, it's a collaborative venture. For the first time, two colleges under the IIC banner have joined together and organized this workshop on critical thinking, design thinking, and innovation design. And the topic itself is also very important because when we talk of critical thinking and design thinking, that I think that's the latest way, or like I'll say new way to solve day-to-day problems, not only for an entrepreneur, but also for our any problems in personal or professional lives, because we start with the user, we know what exactly is there with an empathy and all that stuff. So critical thinking, design thinking is really important. I'll request Dr. Anamika, who is the president of IIC chapter of the other college, Sukhdev College of Business Studies, to give a formal introduction of our speaker or the resource person for the workshop, Mr. Arjun Panchal. So over to you, Anamika.
Thank you, Ravinder. And in fact, it's a great pleasure to have the collaboration with DDU College. So Mr. Arjun Panchal has multiple hats. He is an entrepreneur, professor, author, and a public speaker. He is a startup mentor at SIBM Pune, IIT Mumbai, and Innovation Cell Ministry of Education. He has mentored 500 plus entrepreneurs and assessed 2,500 plus B plans in the span of last 5 years. He has also been rewarded for his contribution to entrepreneurship ecosystem by Sri Balaji Society. He's an engineer from Indore and MBA from University of Massachusetts. He worked in US for some time and then he started his own venture, which is a Mexican food outlet, which has grown to 6 outlets in the span of last 3 years. So Mr. Arjun, we look forward to an interesting session with you on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anamika. Over to you, Arjun. And I would also request you to give a brief layout about, I think, one of your books, which talks about the hardships of students who go from US, from India to US, and to achieve their dreams and what all challenges they have to face. So I would request you to little bit give us an insight so that students can also get benefited from that. And I request all the students to please write your questions in the chat box. And also you have to fill the Google form, the feedback link, which would be given at the end of the session. Only then you'll be provided with the certificates. I also request all the participants who are from different colleges or across the country, please introduce yourself in the chat box. Thank you so much. Over to you, Arjun.
Thank you so much, Ravinder ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Anamika, for a kind introduction. Thank you so much for joining everyone here. Warm regards to SS College and Deen Dayal College both, because entrepreneurship is all about collaboration, and that's how we are collaborating. And great to see you all, great to see you everyone. I want to see some noise in the chat box. I know it would be some, hangover, Valentine hangover, you got tired of going so long way in the long journey, but come back here again in the real world. I want to see some noise because today we are going to learn some interesting concept on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. And that's how your participation is my energy, to be honest. So I want to continuously see in the chat box that, yes, you are there. So if you can say hi, and that's how we can start. And you can introduce yourself or just say hi. And here we start then. Yes, Nidhi, Ayush. Great. Kalzan, Dimple, Aryan. Great to see you all.
You
Thank you.
have someone from Tanzania as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, great. I mean, so I think so. It's like from various colleges or various regions.
Yeah, it's
Students
a
are there.
national workshop, and it's good to see someone from international level also joining in. That's so heartening.
Amazing. Amazing. All the people who have come outside India also welcome you all. A quick about, if in case, like, see, when a quick about, as ma'am asked about it, that about the journey of me to US, being a student and working there. It was just amazing journey. I can show you some pictures if you want some pictures to see from US, my company or my college, if you want to
Why
say.
not, Arjun? I think that would be very heartening.
So I'll just quickly take you 2 minutes. I'll take, and because then we will be talking about design thinking by one after one. So we'll be finishing at 1 o'clock, and I promise that if you're present in the session for next 2 hours, you will be able to teach entrepreneurship. Second, you'll be able to apply design thinking in your startups. And even you will be able to take the sessions on design thinking. So just be there for next 2 hours, enjoy the session, participate, and give your inputs as well. So that is the outcome of this session, is that you should be able to understand the design thinking first, how it is applied in the startups, and how you will be applying in your startups. And that's what we will see in next 2 hours. Yes, so let me share my screen, and thank you everyone for participating. Thank you so much. You're amazing, especially after Valentine hangover. You're still there. Great to see you all. So I'll go a little back. So this is design thinking. This is also called human-centered design. Human-centered because it's actually it encompasses all the aspects of human needs, right? These are some of my quick journey about this. Is I did my MBA from UMass Boston, University of Massachusetts, and this is the beautiful campus. All the walks, yes, all the I'll remember the library and the walks as well. So that is the thing. This is downtown Boston, and so one of the top. This was my company, and that's where I used to work. Esri. I moved to California for the work, and next to Vegas, next to in LA, in California, beautiful weather. It was just amazing life, good package. But one thing that, always that pricks you in your mind, that kuch different karna hai, kuch alag karna hai, kuch bada karna hai. You want to do something different, something big in life. How many of you feel like that? How many of you connected, guys, that you want to do something different than what others are doing, or maybe just regular bachelors and masters and getting a job? You want to do something different. How many of you there? Like, you're in the chat box, because your is something gives me energy. Yes, Piyush. I want to see how many of you can connect that you are doing bachelors. Huh? Everyone is doing that. I'll do masters as well. Okay, I'm doing masters, and then a job. Like, I want to do something different. Yes. Thank you everyone for raising hands and participating. And that's what I used to think that. And I'm thankful to my job and everything, but I quit my job and came back to India, where we started a chain with my partner, Vikas Vora. We started Papa Zapata. It's a Mexican food outlets, chain of Mexican food outlets. This is the first. And within 6 months, we had this big team within 6 months. We also took a franchisee of Chaat Bazaar as well. How many of you love chaat here? Or how many of you love nachos, tacos? So you will get both the things: nachos, tacos, quesadillas, enchiladas. You'll get in Papa Zapata. If you like Indian food, you will get Chaat Bazaar. That was our strategy. So no customer should go without having a bite. After that, we opened the outlet, one more outlet in Cubic City Park, and you can see why I'm showing you these pictures, guys, because it tells the satisfaction. what you're working, because you will be working, you'll be getting hefty packages. I wish you all the best for your career, but at one point of time you will feel about the satisfaction. And when customers wait for your nice product, if you develop that right product market fit, that we'll talk about today. And that's why design thinking, and this came out of design thinking. I would say that we failed in design thinking here in Papa Zapata in the first outlet. We could not actually connect to product market fit. And after 6 months, after opening the second outlet, we then we actually got that right product market fit. When customers wait and people say that your nachos are excellent, that is satisfaction. When your employees say that, sir, we want to work with Papa Zapata only, that is satisfaction. And you can see this nothing here, but that's why entrepreneur needs to believe in themselves, needs to trust, and needs to envision what other people cannot see. There are few friends who said that, Arjun, this doesn't look, kya hai yaar? This is nothing. I mean, how would you run? Do you think it's too much of risk taking and all? But entrepreneurs believe in themselves, take risk, and go ahead and then receive the results. Yes, you are with me, and that's what you will be doing. If you have some aim, some goal, some vision, go for it. It happens. If you work hard, it happens. It's not gyan, honestly, but it happens. So I just wanted to share. One more outlet in Cotton IT Park, and this is one more outlet in Eon IT Park, and you can see. So we actually clicked the right market in IT parks with the Mexican food. This is our team. We sold one franchisee in Indore, in Madhya Pradesh. How many are from Indore, Madhya Pradesh, MP? We sold a franchisee there in Palacia, and that's our team. There's the food. Yes, if you haven't taken breakfast, it's not a right time to show these pictures. If you haven't had the breakfast, and this is the food we used to sell. Yes, this is the novel.
That's not fair, Arjun. You are showing mouth-watering foods right in the morning. That's not fair.
That's why I'm curious to share as well. This is the novel I've written. If you aspire to go to US, live the lifestyle there, go to maybe New York, Boston, whatever your city is, and you want to study there, you want to know that how to get the scholarship, how to do research there, how to get the research assistant, how to work there, what are the salary package, and why to work, and why to stay in US, by the way. So at the end of the book, you will get to know that why to live in US, and what are the benefits there, and what is the life there. It's just beautiful, but at the same time, what you want from your life, that is most important. Yeah, with that, I've been teaching entrepreneurship, and I have been teaching entrepreneurship for the last 6 years. That's my passion. I like to speak, and that you can see from this session that I like to speak a lot. Yes, Sachin, Hinjwadi, awesome. Yes, we opened that in Hinjwadi, Papa Zapata. Now coming to design thinking. Thank you so much for listening to the story, and that is the thing. So I wish you all the best for your satisfaction in your life, and you will get that if you work towards it. It happens, but it happens, and start with design thinking. So that's where we're starting. All the startups, entrepreneurship now starting with the design thinking. That's why we're here. So after 1.5 hours, you'll be clear about the design thinking. My question to you is that, what do you see here, guys? Old pair of jeans. Old pair of jeans. My question to you is that, can you make money out of these jeans? These are old pair of jeans kept in your closet for years. And how can you make money out of these jeans? Yes. Can you tell like how? Can you write like, oh, not sure if you can unmute, or how would you? By making a bag of it. Thank you. Can we redesign and sold? Okay. Yes, we can recycle them. Okay, nice. Pieces of clothes. Okay, nice. You can do denim shorts, yes, and you can make money out of these jeans. Now everyone has 2 or 3 pair of jeans kept in the closet. You're waiting that when it will fit, or if you are on dieting or You may be thinking that it's just, but it's there. This is what all you can see. Thank you so much for your participation and your answers. That's what all thing you can make from the genes, and you can make money out of it. Yes. This is the, I can give the best example as, and I would say empathy towards not only people around, but the objects around. You have that. And this is also, I'll touch base on critical thinking. I'll touch base on innovation design as well today, all the aspects. And I'll give you some lean startup concept also. We'll learn a lot from this, not only design thinking, but this is critical thinking, that what you asking questions, what you can do and why you want to do that, right? So this is all you can do with the genes. Empathy towards, so observe your objects around and you can make money out of it. But government and colleges, that's why I'm thankful to SS College and Deen Dayal College. They are inspiring students to have these kind of sessions. We never used to have these kind of sessions in our engineering college. We were taught always to get grades, but now we having session that you can make money out of things around. One more. Let's entrepreneurship. Before that, I want to share that what is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is observing the situation around and need around, and coming up with the idea. So you have identified the opportunity that there are jeans and people are wearing stripped jeans. People are going for reusable items, right? People are thinking about environment now these days, right? Fast fashion. And that's how you have seen the opportunity, and you have come up with the idea of designing the jeans into shorts or maybe bags or etc. The next is you will gather resources. My question to you is that you have yourself told these many ideas. Why don't you start and start making money? Start. Right? So that's how you will start. And we need to practice this cycle. So you come up with an idea, and we will understand from design thinking, how do you come up with the ideas also. You gather resources, you go to the tailors. The time is short, else I would have asked you more questions, but I'm giving you answers on your behalf. You will first gather jeans from your friends. Second, you'll go to the tailors. In fact, the roadside tailors, give them the jeans, old jeans. They will stitch it into some other bags or shorts, and you will sell it and create your own brand. And that's how you will gather the resources. Obviously, you will be taking some risk of your money, of your time and energy. That is the risk taking. And the last is you will make profits or valuation. If you are getting the jeans from your friends and around 20-40 jeans initially, the old jeans you can take. The second, you can go to the tailors, give him some like 150 rupees, and total cost is, I mean to say, 400 rupees. You can sell in 600 rupees. And this is entrepreneurship. So people talk about big things like, Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. Certainly they are entrepreneurs, but it's not rocket science always. You can make money from the simple things and around. You need to observe, and that's how you make money out of it. So it's the simple cycle of entrepreneurship. Yes, you're in the chat box, or yes, in the chat box if you so this is the thing, guys. So now coming to design thinking, how do you do that? The first is there are 5 stages of design thinking. The first stage is empathy. You empathize with the surroundings around. Then step 2 is defining the problem. The third is ideating. The fourth is prototyping. And the fifth is testing the market. So this is the design thinking cycle. This is design thinking cycle. So first you will empathize. At every stage, we will learn there are tools to do that. And we will learn those tools today. So empathize, what are the tools? Then you will define the problem. So understand the problem, then define the problem. And based on defining, you will bring ideas to solve the problems. Then you will do the prototyping, and then you will do the testing. Yes. So let's start with the empathize first. I'll also explain you what is critical thinking in between. And we will also discuss about the innovation design at the end. So all the three things, by the way, it takes like 6 to 7 hours of session to actually explain all these like concepts, but we are squeezing to 2 hours, and I'll try my best to explain. So first is empathize. So how to empathize with people? Yeah. So there are tools and techniques for empathy. Now, what is empathy? Let me explain that. Empathy is not sympathy. Empathy is not, you are pleasing people or appeasing people if they're crying. No, it's not sympathy. It's understanding people, having that heart-to-heart connection, understanding. And you will be saying, yes, I know that Valentine was yesterday. I understand heart to heart. Like I can understand girls. Not that kind of empathy, I mean to say. You mean to have empathy for each and everything around you. That is empathy. Understanding people, environment, and objects around. This is empathy. Second is customer journey map. Observation, poems. I'll explain you poems. Pestle, why by analysis, and interview. That's how you will understand the problems around, and that's how you can empathize with the people. And these are the tools to empathize. So let's understand that. The first is empathy map, is very common and very popular empathy map. So we will understand empathy map. Now, there is a technique, there is a way to understand empathy map. Yes, this is a user. This is a user, and what user see, what user hear. So first see what they hear. Third is what they then think and feel. Then what do they say? And there are pain and there are some gains. I'll explain you. Keeping you as a user, as a student. I will take my example as well, because I was a student. Few years before, I was sitting on your place. So I can understand. I have empathy for all the students who are sitting in the class and thinking that what I'm doing with my life. So in my engineering, most of the time I used to think like what I'm doing with my life. So how many of you think that? Yes, in the chat box, that what we are doing with the life. And it's very common. How many of you there? Yeah, it happens. Tanya? Yes. Om Prakash, what's happening here? Why are you doing? There is Instagram that is like taking our attention. There are faculties who are asking to do the online sessions all the time. And what is happening? What is the outcome? I feel lost as well sometimes. And what will happen? Will I get the job? This guy is talking about entrepreneurship. I do not have money now. I already spent in my master's or bachelor's. And I don't know, man, what's going on. It is very common, guys. But one thing is there, that if you have that belief and trust that you can solve people's problem and solve the problem with the idea, that's what we are learning in design thinking. It takes time, but it happens, and that gives you fulfillment and satisfaction. Yes. And that gives you Mercedes also, by the way. Mercedes. How many of you want Mercedes in your life? Imagine. And entrepreneurship, I can tell you guys, entrepreneurship is the only way you can buy Ferrari if you are writing Ferrari. Because there is a huge possibility of earning money from entrepreneurship. There are risks also. I'm not saying that it's too much risk, but if you don't take risk, रिस्क है तो इश्क है, राइट? रिस्क नहीं लिया लाइफ में तो क्या मजा है यार। मतलब लोगों ने बोला यू डू एमबीए, यू डू बैचलर्स, बैचलर कर लिया, डू मास्टर्स, मास्टर्स कर लिया, जॉब करना है, वी हैव डन जॉब आल्सो, देन गेट मैरिड आल्सो, हाँ कोई तो कर ही लेगा शादी, तो अभी कल तो खाली गया था सो हो ही जाएगी, शादी भी हो जाएगी, बट it's about you taking action in life and you working towards your satisfaction and fulfillment. You are responsible for that. Yes. So product market fit. You can see why I am talking this, because I have gone through that journey, guys, and that's why I'm talking. You can see this from YouTube videos. There are so many YouTube videos given on design thinking and all this, but I want you to get connected with the entrepreneurship and design thinking. Else there are, everything is given on Google, by the way. So let's understand keeping you as a user. Like for example, so what you see that, hey my friend, hey Shark Tank, what you see being a user, hey Shark Tank, there are a lot of people getting 50 lakh 1 crore 2 crore they're getting. That's the maximum I can save in my life, but they're getting in one shot, they're getting 2 crores 5 crores. Wow. And what you heard from the teachers, they heard that, yes, you can actually become an entrepreneur. You can actually use design thinking, and you can, yes, there is, these are both business modeling and business planning. I heard, I can, my friend also participating in B plan. He won 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees from B plan competition. You heard that. Yes. Your friend saying that, yes, hey, I have an idea, business idea, and I want to do that idea. And you will be like, shakal dekhi hai teri, startup karna hai, pehle padhai kar le. There are people like that also. What these are the things you hear around. Think and feel. Then you think, user thinks. So you see, you're here, and then you think and feel that, yes, I also can take risk. This guy was telling something, this guy in the specs told that you can do it and it is possible. So I can also think of some idea. And what you do and say, you actually tell to your parents that, Dad, I want to start a startup. And your dad is like, पहले पढ़ाई कर लो, मार्क्स देखें तुम्हारे, पास तो हो जाओ, उसके बाद पहले जॉब करो, then you will do startups and all. उसके बाद, so so I just kidding, but there are things are changing, right? By the way, guys, a lot of parents actually encouraging students to become entrepreneurs, their children to become and follow their own dreams. So things are changing, and your parents also see that, beta, yes, you can do that, go for it, we are there for you. And but your relatives maybe your relatives maybe, you know, get them first job and get married, and then they will do startup. So see, understand what I'm trying to say. You have to go in depth of the user. Now I have kept yourself here. You kept you keep your user. Let's say, for example, you starting a salon, you starting an IT application, you starting a clothing, let's say clothing brand for youngsters. Let's say you keep youngsters at this, and then what they say, that they are seeing fashion, they seeing Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh and that gaudy, stylish, vibrant kind of clothes. They see what they hear, what they think and feel, and what do they say, that even I want to have that ripped jeans. And there are some pains, challenges, that whether there is nothing available kind of that kind of fashion, and what they're looking for, wants, needs, they're also looking for that kind of stylish jeans, flamboyant. And so you are understanding that. Unless we understand, we are not able to. I can give you our example only. I'm taking some time here, guys, because so that you have that understanding of empathy. I can share my example with you, and I was not being empathetic with the users. Take the example of Papa Zapata. I quit my job from US, came back to India, thinking that there will be a long queue in front of Papa Zapata, because I was inspired with the brand called Chipotle in US. And there used to be a huge queue. I thought that I'll quit my job, go back to India, rock the world. When I came back, we opened at Zion Mall, guys, and it's a true story. We opened in Zion Mall, gave the huge rent, and started Mexican. At the same time, we started Chaat Bazaar. I showed you, right? 75% of the sale used to happen with the Chaat Bazaar, and only 25% with Papa Zapata. I was like, man, what's happening? People are going for chaat. I quit my job, came back, and they're not eating my nachos and tacos. Why? Because it was you who wanted to have nachos. People didn't want to have nachos, tacos. People want to have chaat only. You didn't understand them. There was no empathy from your side for your customers. Empathy. Ask them, do market research. What do they want? And they may want maybe 70-80 rupees of in that particular area, I mean to say. Then my partner and I were sitting that I told my partner that because we need to do something now, we need to understand people. And we understood that when they looking for the budgeted food, and the budgeted food we won't be able to provide because Mexican is exotic. All the exotic vegetables go on, we won't be able to provide that. So where did we go? And the target audience is very common in the mall. We opened in the mall outside where there was a theater and all. So the taste was common. Then what we did, we changed our target audience and we went into IT companies. And there people required the budgeted food as well. That's there, but there was huge volumes. So with that huge volume, we can sell in the less price also, understand that. And there, the need is to quick food. The concept was quick food, just like Subway. You come here and just take in like 2 minutes and go. In the mall, people want to sit, relax, chill. So the concept is not applicable. You didn't understand customer. This concept is applicable to the people who want quick food, and that is there in IT companies. And the moment we opened in IT companies, we rocked it. So you need to understand customer needs. Claire, guys, you there, or you still there, or you went out to have some nachos, tacos? Yes, in the chat box, guys. You're in the chat box if you got that empathy for people. Yes, thank you. Thank you for participating. Great, thank you. This is empathy. You need to go inside the minds of Arjun. I'm already in her mind, so not that kind of empathy. You need to be understanding your customer. I hope you got that point. This is, take a snapshot of it. You can actually look more into Google. Second is to understand customer need is, there is another tool of customer journey map. So now I'll be a little faster because we got to cover a lot of things now. So I'll be a little faster. Be there, enjoy it. So customer journey map is, you need to see the journey map. We are coming up with one of the startup ideas, one edtech company I'm working on. And this edtech company is actually providing the skill-based education to the children. Now, or take another example, awareness. For example, you're going to buy, let's say, bike, for example. So there is a new bike coming up with the electric bike, let's say. So electric bike by Bajaj, let's say, or Talk Motors in Pune. They are Talk Motors. So they're coming. So you're aware. How you are aware? Social online media, because Kapil Shelke is the founder and he keeps updating on LinkedIn. So there is a social media online. You then search about it, that, hey, I want a new bike, and you search, and then direct mails from there, word of mouth, radio, TV. This is awareness. Second is consideration. You read the reviews. Hey, someone bought the Talk bike here. And then you read the blogs and graphics, videos you see, and you consider. Third, you actually go to purchase now. So you go on the website, but this is not something online food. So actually you will go to the shop, you will take a test drive, and then you will book. Then there is a service by them, that knowledge base, email, help desk, anything happens, you can actually go there, and there is a service center. I mean to say service center, after sales, I mean to say, and there is a loyalty, because you will be recommending people, and advocacy. Understand the customer journey map. The moment they hear about your product, then they will test it, they will purchase it, then they will after sales service, and then finally they will recommend someone. It can happen with clothing, it can happen with food, it can happen with anything else. You coming up with the online food restaurant, you're coming up with online clothing, you're coming up with the interior design, you're coming with the agri-tech platform, anything and everything, it applies there. So your customers will first, from the moment they will hear till you will provide the after sales service, and they start recommending, you need to take care of them. So how would you understand people's problems? By empathizing them, by using empathy map. And second is customer journey map. And this map you can apply on your competitors. Please write down. Hope you are taking the notes. Please have a notebook and your pen and paper. And this you can apply on your competitors, and see how your competitors, the user, is using your, let's say you are coming up with the organic soap, let's say, organic shampoo. So see the where all customer is being aware or about, let's say Patanjali, they're using Patanjali organic, and what they think about it. Where do they purchase from Patanjali? Are they using Amazon, or they using Flipkart, or they actually going to Patanjali store? How is the service by Patanjali, and how they are recommending about it? Are they giving good reviews, bad reviews, not so? This somewhere you will find, identify the problems of the customers, and there is the opportunity for you to come up with a new startup. Yes. I want to see in the chat box, guys, that if you understood this concept, can you please write down your competitor? I'm not asking about your product. Can you please write down in the chat box, what is your product, and who will be the competitor you will be doing customer journey map on? Can you please write in the chat box? I'm not asking your idea. I'm asking who will be your competitor, and you will be applying this customer journey map on that particular company, and obviously on the user, but for that company. Who is your competitor, if at all you want to start a startup? IKEA, okay. So Ujjwal may be having something in furniture. Great. Others? Facebook, Instagram, Ishan. Yes, I Instagram is very interesting use case. Ishan. Others? Oyo, yes. Piyush wants to go into FinShots. Shivani, nice. Amazon Alexa, other home automation device. Vivek, so you want to do something. It's a great opportunity, by the way. Ayush's next generation NFT platforms. CryptoKitties, yes, an NFT. It's a big thing coming up, yes. NFT platform you want to, but Ayush, do you know any platform you want to actually, it's very common now, any company, NFT, dare to compete? Yes, Vikrant, D2C is the monopoly. They have the monopoly. You want to identify the needs, what students actually go to D2C and what problem you can solve. OpenSea, yes, Ashish, OpenSea. Interesting, Harsh. I never use, but I want to use OpenSea. I want to crypto. I have experienced, but I want to get into OpenSea NFTs also. Um, I want some time to get into it now, and some obviously more cryptocurrencies and money as well. I want to take the risk. Audience music NFT platform OpenSea. Ayush. Okay, great. Thank you all. So try to do that and try to identify the need of the customer, where the problem they're facing in the companies, competitors, with the competitors, and then you can start. And that's how you can do that. Cool. The next is Flipkart, Nitish. Great. Now, see some examples here. Wow, Harsh. Amazing, man. Amazing. All the best for that. All the best. Just be careful. That's the only thing. Because Bitcoins, I can openly share that I have like invested in Bitcoins, but having a Bitcoin is not bad, but investing somewhere, your cryptocurrency, just be careful about it. That's the only thing, especially in private companies. Having Bitcoins is not that is, but investing somewhere is, just be careful. That's what I can say. Now coming to this. Can you empathize? Can you see the problem? Can you find the problem here? Just if you can write in like 1 or 2 words, that should be fine. Slippers, yes, Harshita, this is the unique problem. I never heard, like took sessions on this, but thank you. This is the unique problem. Slippers, they're using slippers. Yes, another other problem in 1 or 2 words, guys, quick. Bare hands, true, Ayush. More quick. Others, like what problem do you see here? Unorganized market, Piyush, brakes on head, and that is lifting the brakes. Only women, Ishan. Yes, true. Only women. And that is also a lot of load on head. Yes, torn clothes, limited food supply, also any efficient way to load the bricks. Nishant, I want to stay here and tell that good that you come up, but that is ideation. We are just understanding the problems here to create machine trolley something. Harshita, again, you're jumping on ideas. I appreciate that, but we want to hold on and we want to just talk about the problems, because what sorry, what I have understood in entrepreneurship ecosystem, we entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, we tend to jump on the ideas. We don't like to talk about problems. We tend to jump on the ideas. And that's one, I would say, the mistake we do it actually. So that's why we are practicing. I'm making you practice how to identify the problems. Safety, heavy loads, low wages. Rishabh, very good point. Prone to back pain issues. Very good. A lot of product destroyed in brick making. That is also a problem, Brijesh, from the manufacturing perspective. You're right. Asthma, breathing disorders also, Akanksha. Very nice. I really appreciate your answers, guys. Thank you. Clothes, how to handle. Yes, sari also. So Harshita, sure. I mean, you can propose. We will go to the idea that how can you solve this sari problem? Can you come up with a startup? Okay, I know that I'm so excited to come up with the idea. I know that because we tend to come up with the idea. That's totally fine. But problem what she has identified is the saris. So can you propose, come up with a startup for the people, for the laborers who are into this industry and come up with the comfortable clothes kind of. Imagine that. I mean, that's how you come up with the idea. I didn't have that, but this is the idea. More manpower for less work required. Yes. In any condition. Okay. Got it. Okay, guys. Now, this is again the problem in Corona. You must have seen that people who are waiting in the queue, and the problem is that they were standing, right? They had no options. Milkmen were not allowed to come in the societies. So what would you do? You will actually have to go to there and buy the milk. Disguised unemployment. Oh, yes. Some more problems. Let's see that. Need of social media. My question to you is, what was the need of Facebook? I know that you will be saying that there is no need of Facebook anyway. We are on Instagram, man. I am not a Facebook person. I'm not old enough now to use Facebook. My question is, can you write problems with the Facebook here, or understand, see the user, and can you come up with the privacy connection? Privacy. Yes, I know, Sparsh, Ashish, privacy. All your mama, chacha, uncle, aunt, fufa, nani, everyone is there on Facebook now. There is no privacy. You're going on long drive on Valentine's Day and they're like, hey, Ayush, you're supposed to study. You have exams tomorrow and you'll, Arey Baba, kyun dala photo? You must be telling your girlfriend that, like, kyun dalti hai photo? Why do you put on? You're enjoying on Saturday night with the, like, and your, chachi is calling, hey, Ishan, what's there in your hand? And Ishan is like, chachi, juice hai wo to. Arey, juice hai? हम लोगों को बेवकूफ बना रहे हो आप. And then Ishan is like, भाग Facebook से. Man, Facebook is just there for Diwali pictures. So nothing against it, but there are some problems. And why I am talking about it? It's interfaces Baba Adam Zamane ka. Yeah. Why I'm talking, because we keep using the social media, but we need to understand the users, that what they're thinking when they use. You need to be an entrepreneur, guys. You need not be just a user. And entrepreneur needs this empathy. And this is called critical thinking as well. Critical thinking is not about only being a critic, only complaining about the things or being critical. No, critical thinking is actually going inside the user head and asking about a lot of things. Why Earth is round? Why how trees grow by themselves? And by the way, one critical question, that 1,000 years before, you think that animals used to look like animals only, like dog used to look like a dog. And we human beings have evolved like anything. We are the only creatures who evolved. Why? How? These kind of questions, critical thinking. Now, we are not cribbing about it. It's critical, knowing, asking questions. Why are you doing engineering? Critical thinking. I don't want to touch the soft nerves, but yes. Why are you doing this? What is the purpose of life? Why are you doing? Why are you taking the practical? Why are you doing assignments? Why you, by the way, why are you attending this session? What is the purpose? You will be like, certificate milega, to attend to karna hai. Wrong. Please, I request you, please don't attend this session for certificate. Honestly, this mindset is not really good. That certificate will not help you. What will help you is being empathetic, taking actions, helping people around, and making money. That's it. Nobody asked for. Do you think like somebody asked Mark Zuckerberg that, hey, or Ritesh Agrawal, hey, where's your certificate, man? And Ritesh Agrawal, boss, I am hiring 500 people. What are you talking about? You want to become like that? Yes, in the chat box, guys, that you don't care about certificates. You're in the chat box that you don't care about certificates. You care about the knowledge. You care about people around. You care about people's need. You think different, next level. You don't think about marks. You think about creating startups and organizations. That's what you need to care about. To be different. Else, like, there will be managers to tell you to come on Mondays at 9 a.m. and they will deduct your salary if you come late. You want to live that kind of life? I don't think so. That's the reason I quit my job and came back. I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. And had I not quit my job, I would not have got this opportunity to talk to you and to know you guys. So thanks to Deen Dayal College, thanks to SS College, that, you know, they are giving you opportunity and we are changing. So yes. So this is the need of Facebook. We will talk about it we will solve the problem of users of Facebook. Just so currently we are just talking about the problems, and now we will talk about the ideas as well after some time. There is some problem. Imagine there is no saucer. There is no saucer. There is no plate. Only the cup, only the mug. Will there be some problem? Can't handle. Yeah, there will be, but something to hold with. But there will be problem that coffee can come outside and spill over. Spillage, yes. Yes. Presentation problem. Certainly there is a problem. There's a problem that there is too much hot weather. It's coming up. Like, by the way, March is just striking, and the hot weather. The problem with hot weather is, in India, you won't find AC everywhere, right? It's very expensive to install AC, by the way. That's the problem. Tie, why? Yeah, tie is the problem. Quickly. Yes, actually, Anamika. Thank you, ma'am. SS College of Business Studies. Yes, what is the problem here? What is the problem here? Gloves again. Inefficiency, Ishan. Uneven distribution, nice, thank you. Carry bag, tools, limitations, yes. Touching chemical substances by bare hands, yes, that's the problem. Supply chain on the crops, this is the problem. We are just discussing the problem. We'll come up with the solution. I know that you want to know the solution. This is again the problem. Problem in this picture. And no time saving, yes. Mask, yes. A high amount of work done to be done. Hazardous job, yes. Right. Eyes and right. Cumbersome. And on the right hand side, there is a problem of, again, heavy load on animals. Yes, Priyanka. Empathy. Priyanka is, what she talked about is empathy. With the animals also, you need to think about it and understand the problem. Don't be sympathetic. You need to solve problem. If you see poor children around begging with the food, I'm saying, if you give them food, this is sympathy. But if you give them education and spend some time with them and motivate them to may run their startups or something like which can increase the earning. What is empathy and sympathy? Would you support sympathy or empathy, guys? Would you give them food or education? Yes. Enable them. Empower them. That's what a job. Be a leader. That's what a job of an entrepreneur, right? Empower them. Education, don't be sympathetic. Yeah, good to be sympathetic, but be empathetic. And that's what we are understanding people around and animals around and environment around. Yes, both, Piyush. Yeah, even helping them with the food is also good, but give them a little extra with the time, your time and education. Plastic spoons, obviously it's a problem. Obviously it's a problem. There is a problem with this. People throwing, these are day-to-day lives, guys. And why I'm showing that, because from after 1 p.m., think from design thinking perspective, be empathetic with the environment and people around, and you can find problems anywhere and everywhere. ऐसे problems तो बहुत सारी हैं life में अपने, तो why not to monetize? And this is opportunity that what entrepreneurs need to. Now coming to second is defining the problem. So we talked about the understanding problem. Now we are defining the problem, guys. This is the second step. You define the problem by why analysis and problem statement. So you need to converge as well. To this point, we are diverging, thought a lot about it, but you need to diverge and come up with one problem statement that you want to solve. And how to define the problem is using why analysis. This is also critical thinking. Why I'm attending this session, right? Why? You need to think that, not for certificate, you know that. Right? Now you know why you are attending this session. It's critical thinking. I'll just give you example of how you can use why analysis. People use plastic which harms the environment. Now, if you say that the problem is these people don't understand. The problem is with the people. They don't understand. We have told them don't use plastic, but still they use plastic. So ask this question. This is critical thinking. Ask this question that. Why do they use plastic? Nobody wants to. Who wants to use plastic here, guys? Behavior is the problem, do you think? Habit is the problem? I don't think so. Sorry. Cheap, durable, cheap, inexpensive, no other suitable option, Nishta. Nobody wants to use plastic, especially Coke and Pepsi, and like you just use water bottles one time and the plastic stay there for years and years. No substitute. Ritik, you are right. No substitute. People know it, but they don't have alternative, right? You got this answer. Why they don't have alternative, guys? Again, ask one more question. So why analysis is you go into the depth by asking 5 whys, at least 4 to 5 whys. Substitutes are expensive, Sonalika, and that happened with us in Papa Zapata. We used to use plastic spoons. I told my partner that because let's use wooden spoons here. Plastic is so bad for environment. Secondly, it doesn't look good also. So we used to buy plastic spoons in 50 paisa. Now we started buying in 2 rupees spoon, 2.5 rupees spoons. I thought, hey, because it's just a matter of 2 rupees. Yeah, Baba, 2 rupees only. The difference is 2 rupees. Go for wooden spoons. Okay, we started using wooden spoons. You know what happened? We used to have disposable cost, monthly disposable cost as 10,000 rupees. After using wooden spoons, our cost of disposable went up by 35,000. The next month, I told my partner again, because it hit our profit, man. The profit margins, it hit really bad. I told my partner that, Vikas, let's come back to plastic only. We have to run our houses, no, first. and then save environment. If you can't save your house, how will you save environment? Yes or no, guys? This is very practical. That's the real issue. So that is the thing. So we need to, again, the person who can come up with the next plastic replacement of plastic material will be the richest, like one of the richest in the world, I would say. So that's yet to come. Steel is very expensive again, and people, Ashika, steel is expensive, and every month you lose steel. People, I'm not blaming people, but somehow it gets vanished. Somehow someone takes away or something like that. It's again very expensive. So it's very expensive. Why it's expensive? The raw material supply is expensive. Why the raw material supply is expensive? Because the overall production cost is very high. You procure. Have you heard about that edible spoons, right? Edible spoons, have you heard of? People can eat it and chew it. And yes. So again, but the procurement of all the grains, rice and raw material is very expensive. So that is the thing. So by what the solution is that? So here is the, guys, if you see, here is the core problem. So you reach to the core problem and then try to solve it. This is critical thinking. You keep asking questions, you go in depth, you ask various questions. How can you do it? Think beyond. Do not believe in beliefs of people that it has to be done like so, it has to be done like that only. Why? No, I will do it differently. This is called iconoclast, guys. Check the word iconoclast. I like this because you are revolutionary. You think differently, you ask questions and you act upon it. People say that, no, first do the degrees, first do masters, get the job, and then you are successful. Why it is successful? So I'm not against it. Even I did MBA. You should go for it and learn it. But why only this? I mean to say that there is something other, some other way of living as well. Why to live in cities only? Why not village? Why not? It's good. Why not on maybe other, or why to live on earth only? Elon Musk, and they are thinking that why to live on earth only? Why not in some other planet? They're thinking next level. Critical thinking. It's not cribbing. It's not being critic. Critical thinking is asking questions and checking from various angles. Why the cars should run only? Can we have air cars? Can it fly? Those kind of questions. Why this process is done in this way only? Why not another way of doing it? Why to study in the night only? Why not in the afternoon? Why not in the morning? Or why to study only the last day of the exam, before the exam? I understand. We don't have answer for that. Even I used to do late night studies. Anyway, I'm just giving you various aspects. You don't like to spend time on FB. That's the problem. Youth though. They're different generation, right? They don't like to spend on time. It doesn't have privacy, you told that. Why it doesn't have privacy? Because all relatives are there on this platform. So you put pictures only of Diwali, yes? I am a good guy, Chachi. I am Chachaji. I am a good guy. I am a nice girl. I study. See my pictures of my books on Facebook and with the glass on Instagram. So there is all relatives are there. Why? Because all activities are not appreciated by parents and relatives, and that the gap is there. Societal judgments and generation gap. So who solved the problem of this? new platforms with the security and modern features that you get on Instagram. And that's the critical thinking and using design thinking. They came up with the new platform, Instagram. Yes, guys, can you connect how design thinking is applied with critical thinking and come up with the new features and new? Yes, that's how you apply with the empathy, understanding not only people, but animals and objects around, have that kind of mindset and come up with the. My question to you is, guys, do you think Instagram will be replaced by some other application after 5 years? It can happen. Can become old. Can you think, do you think that Insta can become old, right? Here's the opportunity. Use design thinking, what problem they're facing, and come up with something new. You can be the next billionaire. You can be, right? Trust yourself and go for that. People throw trash outside the dustbins. Yeah, it's mostly already filled. Why they throw outside? It's not people. You must be thinking, these people are so bad. They throw, Are Baba, there is no space in the dustbin. What I would do? I have to throw outside only. It's not my problem. This is critical thinking. Go. People are bad. People don't understand here. Indian people or maybe other country people, whoever like going throwing trash, don't trust on beliefs. Don't have prior judgments. Go in the depth. People throw trash outside. It's not people's problem. It's mostly already filled. So what can I do? Why it is already filled? Because the trash isn't collected on time. Why it's not collected on time? Because the authority doesn't know when it gets filled. There is a gap. So what would you do? You come up with an application, and that's what one of the students from SIBM Pune, he came up with this kind of application. Not sure if you know about this kind of already application. There are sensors, and the authority will come to know when it's 75% it gets filled. The authority will come to know and will collect the trash. Yes. With design thinking and critical thinking, have you solved the problem? So this is the problem statement, but I don't want to go in detail. 40 minutes left and we have to cover 3 more things. So this is design, guys. What is design or design thinking? And we will connect here. We started with the genes, remember? Then I showed you some pictures of various Facebook or some ladies, some laborers carrying bricks, agriculture person, using the bullock carts or those. All this, what we were doing is the divergence of problems and then converged. What did we do? Converge the problem with YY analysis and problem statement. Problem statement is nothing actually your target audience is trying to do, but they are not able to do because of this, which makes them frustrated. This is actually, it takes time to fill. So that's why I'm not covering that, but there you define the problem. So example, I can give, a traveler is trying to book a flight on phone, but it takes a long time to book. Because the website is not responsive, it doesn't have an application, which makes him more frustrated. This is how you define the problem. So you converge, define the problem. Now from here, you start with the ideation. For that problem, particular problem, let's say the garbage problem, or the plastic problem, or the traveler problem, there's a core problem. For that, we have several ideas. you can solve the problem with. So you come up with various ideas and then again you converge the idea, final idea. So you have focused problem and focused solution. This is design thinking. I hope that is clear. Focused problem and focused solution. That is design thinking. You understand. So it's all about understanding, empathy. So this is again the problem. You are defining the problem, you generate ideas and you deliver by focused solution. This is not in today's, but I'm just explaining you what is, where the entire entrepreneurship works. So this is human-centered design or design thinking. You start with this, and then you come up with the lean startup. You test your prototypes here. And then once your startup is running, then you come up with the agile process and Six Sigma used in the big processes and MNCs and large companies. And that's how. But can you see design thinking is the start point? Yes, that's why it's very important. And that's why we took a lot of time to understand. This is innovation. Why innovation? Now understand here the innovation, design innovation, guys. I want your attention when now in 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, when I'm differentiating the design thinking is just the understanding the problem and coming up with the solution. But innovation is innovation has one more aspect to it, that you bring tangible values and benefits to the customers, tangible and intangible benefits. Sorry, Apple used design thinking to understand human needs, came up with the solution, but converting that overall problems and solution and executing to generate wealth and profits. This is innovation. So this is one step ahead. Design innovation is one step ahead where you are executing. बात तो बड़ी बड़ी कर ली कि problems है, solution है, we'll come up with this kind of plastic replacement and all that. Who will do it? Do it, create wealth and come up with that kind of minimum viable product using lean startup where people will be ready to pay for that alternate non-plastic spoon. Yes, this is innovation, creating value, coming up the tangible benefits to the customers. This is innovation. So hope you are very, you understood well. Design thinking is coming up with the understanding the problem, understanding the solution. That's it. Yes. Though it has the prototype and testing as well, but this is the thing. You will actually execute and come up with the minimum viable product, which people will be ready to pay. And then you go ahead and do the mass manufacturing and make money. This is entrepreneurship. And what is entrepreneurship? This is entrepreneurship. "40, 50 hours of course, I explained in 5 minutes. If you are clear about it, you're in the chat box. I want to see that you are with me, you are connected, you are with me in this session. Yes, Harsh, Nishtha, you're in this. Make some noise, guys. I thank you so much for your participation and just being there. Yes, yo, guys. Yo, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Honestly, one of the best sessions I had, one of the best participation I have till now. One of the best participation. Amazing. मुझे लगा था honestly online session hai, people will come late, they'll be like, but you guys are amazing. Thank you. Your energy is amazing. This is the difference. Design thinking, critical thinking is a part of it. Then innovation comes in picture and you make money like anything and help people at large, like Zomato, for example, helping the entire country, helping people, ordering food, sitting at home, big basket, sitting home, delivering vegetables, creating value, mass production, mass volumes. This is entrepreneurship. Thank you. Thank you, Akshat. Yes. Now coming to the third step, and there are some ideation techniques. Now, the problem we discussed, we defined the problem also. Then the next is you will come up with the ideas. And the ideas you will come up with, the brain writing, mind mapping, scamper, wishing, staying in future. These are all the ideation techniques. Now it takes 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to do each exercise, by the way. That's why it's design thinking itself is a 30 hours course, and entrepreneurship is again 30, 40, 50 hours of course and all. So it takes time, but I'll give you a gist of it. Like Scamper, for example, I'll just give you a gist of Scamper. So what is Scamper? If you want to write it down, Scamper is substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other use, eliminate, and reverse. Scamper. So if you substitute something, the current products will come up with the new ideas. If you combine two things, you will come up with the new idea. You adapt, you modify something, you will come up with the new idea. Put to other use, like jeans, you put to other use, you will come up with the new ideas. Eliminate and reverse, you come up with it. So there are every letter we practice for 15, 20, 30 minutes exercise, and then we come up with a lot of ideas. But I'm just giving you a gist of it. So let's see one by one the same problems we'll solve now. So what are the problems? Remember, remember all the problems you mentioned in the chat box. Now see here. Is it a very good idea? There could be some other ideas also. This product won the award. You create a prototype, you design innovation, and then you do entrepreneurship and make a lot of money for the company, for the stakeholders, and help people around. The second is this thing. Now, I would call it jugaad, more of a jugaad in India, what you do it. And this is the jugaad. I'm sure you must have seen this pic before in the memes. How many of you saw this meme before? Jugaad. So jugaad is also innovation, but if you do it structured way, it's innovation, and you make money out of it, a lot of money out of it. Yes. Need of social media. Facebook. It was amazing. Then people came up with the LinkedIn for professional use. Then people came with the Pinterest. What needed it solved? Creativity, ideas, Pinterest. Everything is done here. Professional, personal. Twitter came. Like Twitter was also there at the same time, right? It solved another problem of celebrities. News directly from celebrities. Hashtags. Done. But you're not satisfied. I know that what you're looking for. You're looking for, where is my application where I just use in the, before going to bed, those reels on reels on reels, and I forget the world. And after half an hour, I realize, man, I got to do the assignment. Yeah. Instagram. World is over, right? You're happy with that. What else you need? Everything is covered. What is the next application you want to write? What is the next application I'm going to write here, which you think is different than all these and solve the different problem, but social media only, social media. Discord, influencer marketing, Reddit. Okay. Yes. More. Telegram, I think. WhatsApp. No. Quora, no. Okay. WhatsApp. Again, you can do all the chatting stuff on like Facebook and Insta only. Do you write like, hey, you're looking beautiful? कहाँ पे लिखते हो? WhatsApp पे थोड़ी लिखते हो, Insta पे लिखते हो, right? TikTok, YouTube, elsewhere, like all are like really good. Discord, yes. Tinder, yes. Tinder, yeah. You don't get messages on Instagram. Hey, beautiful. So Bumble, हाँ ठीक है. These are also good actually. Right swipe, left swipe. For guys, it's always a right swipe. या लेफ्ट तो होता ही नहीं है. देखेंगे मैच हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ तो क्या ही जाता है. तो hike information, Snapchat. Yes, guys. Oh, all I really appreciate. Thank you so much for your all the good ideas. Now I think you're coming up with the ideas, a lot of ideas. One thing, one application I wanted to hear that was, I'll give you a hint, by the way. Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, it's all visible, looks, instant gratification. You use filters and all, add songs and all. It's visible. That's what it solved the problem. I look good. There is some other app. Snapchat is also what you're doing day to day, right? You want to know, and again, visible. Something people don't want to do that kind of. Exactly. Thank you, Nishant. Nishant came up with that, right? Because there is nothing visible there. What you do is listen. Sixth sense. There is no eyes. There is no video. There is nothing. It's only online podcasts. Harshita, sorry if I missed that. Sorry if I missed that. But Clubhouse. Harshita and Nishant. Clubhouse is. It's all the problem. People don't want to look good there. People want more information, meeting people, knowing their views, reviews, knowledge sharing, solve the other altogether different problem. Again, $1 billion company in last 2 years. I mean, 2 years actually they became big, huge. They started earlier, but you can be the next guys. You can be the next. Follow, identify some problems and come up with that solution. And the good part is on entrepreneurship in current times is you need not need the lands and machineries and a lot of cost. You can come up with the idea and create an application which solve people problem in low budget also. You can do that and become $1 million company, $1 billion company. Imagine after 5 years or 4 years, you're going to meet a girl with your own Mercedes. How cool is that? Imagine you're going to meet a guy, or let's say, after 5, 10, 8 years. Promise to yourself when you see, abhi to hota hi hai, but when you actually go to get married, if at all you want to get married in life, as you're going to meet a girl or guy, you will go with your own Mercedes. Promise to yourself. इतनी जल्दी Mercedes, Audi, BMW तो ऐसे ही आई है. Girls are like कि मैं, if I get the Mercedes, I'll go. लड़का पहले ही भाग जाएगा. यार वैसे भी हाँ नहीं करने वाली है. Mercedes से आई है बंदी. So this is the thing, guys. And here it starts with design thinking. So this is the portable AC, by the way. You can carry the AC anywhere and it will keep cool about like 1 meter or 2 meters. This is a portable AC. Empathy comes from the observer. observation. Self-stirrer mug, right? It will self-stir, you need not, where will you keep the spoon? That's the problem. Self-stirrer mug. Duracell, this is one of the amazing. What's the problem, guys? What's the problem with Duracell? Shirt AC, Japanese. Exactly, Nishan. It's non-rechargeable and it's very expensive. Duracell, very costly and non-rechargeable, very expensive. And it started actually, you can buy in US. I'm sure in India also it's gonna come very soon. You can recharge your batteries, rechargeable batteries. How cool is that? You apply ideation, scamper. Can you substitute? Can you combine? Can you adapt? Can you modify? And there are brain writing and other techniques also. Ideation. It's just the lack of time we are not able to complete, but I want to give you a lot of as much as I can. The problem you saw, someone solved already. It's like, I know it's old technology, but someone already did that. You came up with this problem, someone solved that problem. What is that? What I'm going to show now, what's the solution now for that? What's the solution? That shot. The solution is yes, Ujjwal, you're right. You're right. You're right. Drones. And this will be uniformity in spraying, less efforts, faster, everything. Yes. So that is the thing. Spoons, plastic spoons. There's edible spoons, but again, yet to innovate more, so to reduce the cost. You need to innovate. We need to innovate in terms of raw material, what to use. This is the problem. Someone came up with an application which will actually let the authorities know and collect the trash. Right. So now comes the prototype. 20 minutes left. If you have any question, I'll finish in 10 minutes. If you have any question, then we can go for that. Prototype. So what you have done till now is empathize, understood the problem, defined the problem, you ideated with Scamper and a lot of other brain writing and all the other techniques. Then here you will build the prototype. How do you build the prototype? It's actually validation board and traction channels. This is the concept of MVP, lean startup. Validation board, traction. Ayush, Scamper was substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other use, eliminate, and reverse. Scamper. Its etymology, Scamper. So that is the, and by the way, it's PFB, problem, feature, and benefits. It's not FUE, it's PFB. Let me correct that here itself. It's PFB. 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 That is problem, feature, benefits. Validation board, traction board. Again, lean startup, it's again 20-25 hours, of course. But in short, I can say that prototype you develop, and this is called MVP, minimum viable product. Read about it online, search MVP, lean startup. It will take time. If I explain everything, I'll take only one example. So you have the problem, you come up with the features, and that feature needs to provide benefits. This is problem, product market fit. I'll take only one example. The problem is the rude behavior by auto rickshaw drivers. Not everyone, I'm saying. There are really some good people around, but there are few auto rickshaw there. They have rude behavior. Correct, guys? Agree? and they charge more as well. Agree? This is the problem. Second, especially in Mumbai, the second is, can you tell one feature that is the solution prototype? Because now you are building prototype, and imagine, can you come up with something and can you tell the feature which will help this behavior, improve this behavior? Rating. Thank you so much, Akshat. Ratings, reviews and ratings. And now he starts saying that, thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Give me 5-star rating, this and that. What are the benefits? Benefits is that humble and great behavior you want to see in auto rickshaw drivers or anywhere, right? You don't want. So you solve this problem with the ratings. Can you see here itself? This is called product market fit or feature problem fit. Gets manageable, right? Some benefits. Humble and greet is one benefit. Second is Ola and Uber, if they're, let's say, they're charging less also. Ola Auto, let's say, it's charging less. This is tangible benefits. So less expensive, good benefit. Humble and greet, second. Awesome. This is called PFP, and that's how you create your prototype. This is the simplest version. You do validation board and other stuff as well. So that's how. Yeah, coming up with the ETA as well. True, you are right. Last, if you can see the Instagram also, right? The youngsters, they're concerned about the looks, right? When they're going on Valentine or any date on through Tinder and all, Bumble, they just Tinder, chalo yaar, boss, right match आया है बहुत दिनों बाद यार. एक right match नहीं था life में, अब right match आया है, एक match आया है. Match के बाद you're like, going like concerned about the looks. I should look handsome or beautiful, or girls look concerned about the looks, basic, right? Need to feel grand, boss. I am the celebrity, right? And that's very normal at that age. Features. What feature of Instagram is filters and followers? Yes, filters and followers. And the last is the benefit is gratification, instant gratification. Oh man, you got 200 likes, man. You 500 likes, man. That is the instant gratification. Feels like celebrity. Feels like celebrity. How many followers did you get? I've got 1,000 followers. Hey, you are so poor, man. You got only 1,000 followers. I've got 5,000 followers. Hey, you are also poor, man. I've got 10,000 followers. So that is the need to feel grand. This is design thinking. This is empathy. This is coming up with the idea and solving the problem and giving them benefits. This is design innovation if you're giving them benefits. If people are using and paying for the prototype, this is innovation. And if you're making a bunch of money, because there are a lot of people who come up with the prototype where it's a successful prototype, but they cannot convert that into a large organization. That means innovation is not converting into entrepreneurship. Yeah, Mayank, it's really good. I'm not saying good or bad about it. That's why I have written into benefits. It's really good. You are giving them happiness. So I hope you're not taking in a wrong sense. It's really good, Mayank. It's good. Gratification feels like celebrity, and that's right. That's the need. And they have solved the need of youngsters. For anyone, I would say. Everyone wants to look good and feel like celebrity, and they've given the platform. Awesome. This validation board, 19 channels. There are some prototype stuff that we will skip now for now. And the last is the testing part. You test your prototype using concept testing, usability testing. You actually give them the product to use. A/B testing. You want white shirt or black shirt. This is A/B testing. You give them two options. First click testing, like if you're showing the application, where do they go first? Pre-testing is, again, testing happens in the, if there is a website application, they're going, what is the journey of a customer? It goes in depth and you do the testing part, right? So that is the thing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, listening. I thank you everyone for your participation. You're giving valuable time and valuable inputs also. One of the best participation I have seen now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arjun. I think the way you are saying it was one of the best in terms of the participants. I would say it was the best in terms of the presentation. And you actually, the topic you were telling about, starting from design thinking, you actually used that in your presentation. Normally we say, practice what you preached.
Yeah.
So the presentation itself was a live example of design thinking, being empathetic, coming with an ideas where people can actually get the best solution and you add value. So you linked everything in your presentation. And the best thing is, I was just looking that you have actually used Scamper for your presentation. So Scamper, when I see substitution, you have substituted a conventional way of giving a presentation, like when we only have a text, you have more of examples, more of figures, more of pictures, which has made the entire presentation very, very interesting. Then you have combined your lucid way of presentation, storytelling about certain examples, and then you have combined it with your content of knowledge, which has come out of experience. Then you have adapted or adjusted your entire presentation according to the needs of the students. So you have also modified it according to the needs. You have eliminated the boredom. The best thing is normally students are there as mute spectators, and hardly few of them would say yes or no just because they have to show their presence. But I could see a lot of participation, like the chat box was full. It was always full. And you actually reversed everything from the boredom to, wow, it's a great session. So I think Scamper was very well used in this presentation. So let me congratulate you for that. And it was indeed a very insightful, very, very participative, very engaging session. Right from design thinking, that we have to identify the problem with an empathetic eye, we have to actually put more time to understand the problem rather than going towards the solution. First, we have to understand the problem properly. And for that, we need empathy. And then we try to ideate, have divergent ideas. And from those divergent ideas, which is the possibly best suited idea, we reach to a convergent set of ideas which we can actually deliver so that it becomes feasible and viable. It was a wonderful presentation. It was such an insightful, I have no words to express. So probably the word sometimes cannot do justice. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arjun. And I fully agree with Professor Ravita. It was actually very engaging and interactive session, and all the students have actually participated in this session. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Are there any questions? We can take the questions. I'll request the participants to, if they have any queries, probably you have the most enterprising person in front of you, a dynamic person who can help you with your thoughts, and you have motivated them to come up with the new ideas. That example of jeans was wonderful, how you can convert jeans. And on that note, I would tell one of the persons who is here, Anamika, her daughter is also doing something of that type, So the moment you showed me that jeans, it just related me to her daughter because she's also doing something like that. And it's wonderful the way you have made it so, pragmatic approach for the students.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was my pleasure. I mean, wonderful. I thought, I understand that, it's online and students are I totally, that's the empathy I have with the students.
This is what I said, you have used Scamper for your presentation. Do you
Yes.
agree or not?
Yeah, yes. I have used that. What I teach, I practice. I have to
Yeah.
practice.
So
That
there's
is
a
good.
question from Nishan. Apart from saying thank you, he wants to ask two questions, like how to build a brand around a product category, which is USP in itself, with having a few settled competitors, but there's high market growth potential.
To brand around a product category which is USP in itself, having few settled competitors. So, in short, Nishant, you have asked a broad question. I know that it's like creating a brand itself, creating a big brand in the potential market, and that's why this is design thinking first. Use design thinking, use the prototyping, do the MVP, and there are various testing which I showed you, but it takes time to understand. And there is a high market run. So that is the thing you are asking about, creating a brand itself. In short, I can say that, Nishan, do the market research first, understand your target audience, know the problems, come up with a solution with the benefits, and create your team, a good team. That's how you can create a startups.
So the next question is regarding that only. How can we build a tech company with a team, given that we are coming from a non-engineering
Excellent.
background?
Common. I know that, Nishant, this is common question. That doesn't matter. Now understand. I'll give you 1 minute answer about it. That understand, we are entrepreneurs. We are not IT coders. We are not developers. We are entrepreneurs. And what is the job of an entrepreneur is to get the job done. But you need to understand as well. So let's say you are running a company of 100 IT engineers. You will not be doing coding because you don't have time. What you need to do is understand who can do what and delegate the work. I'm repeating again, delegation of work.
And I
Do
think it
people
should be
listen to you?
heterogeneous group, like people with different abilities should be there.
Exactly. But you need to convince. What skill you are require is not tech. Everything is given on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google. You can find everything and anything on about IT and technology. What you require, the skill you require, is to identify people who can do what and make them work towards your vision, and giving them equal respect and ESOPs, what we call it sometimes. Yes. I hope that is clear.
There's another question. Which is the best method or tool to do market research for new startups?
Market research to one, what we used and I used to do is SPSS. So SPSS is one of the finest tool for market research, but this is more for analysis. Currently at your level, Google Forms honestly are good enough. You can find do the market research. Survey Monkey is one of the tool you do for market research, and then take that data into SPSS also, and then you can analyze the data. You can do in macros as well. Excel also you can do that in macros, but SPSS will give you more. But it is too technical for a startup, I would say that.
But they have a knowledge about SPSS normally nowadays, so they can start with that.
SPSS, search about SPSS online. It's a statistical tool.
Statistical tool.
Yeah. Ma'am would know because they are using in their research work.
Yeah, and again, you have one of the best compliments. Now people are so used to online classes that they say, oh my God, again, we have to come physically and really be there in the class. But there's a student who really wants you to be there for an offline session.
Okay.
So what better compliment can you expect?
Yes, I wish to see you.
And another question, does design thinking work with all subject areas? I think yes. But probably our resource person would throw more light on it. It's all about empathy, defining, ideating, reaching to a solution. So nowadays it's called a modern tool for problem solving.
Yes. True.
Okay, you can get the recording. It will be on the YouTube. Any other questions? I think so. I'll invite Dr. Mona from Sukhdev College of Business Studies to give a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Good afternoon, all. respected Professor Ravinder Kaur, Dr. Anamika Gupta, Mr. Arjun Panchal, our panelists, and all the participants. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of the institution's Innovation Council, Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Arjun Panchal, for making an excellent presentation on design thinking and making this workshop interesting, meaningful, and vibrant. Talking about empathy instead of sympathy and creating awareness for environment while going for innovation. That it was really very nice experience, sir. I also wish to express my gratitude to our principals, Professor H.C. Jain and Professor Poonam Verma, for providing encouragement and constant support in organizing this workshop. I'm very thankful to Professor Ravinder Kaur for giving us an opportunity to organize this event in collaboration. Thank you, ma'am. As no program can become successful with a single person, so I extend my big thanks to IIC SSCBS and IIC DDU team, including teachers and non-teaching staff, for their support, and all of our students for their active participation. Thank you all for making this event successful with your contribution. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you